Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anan Hiyasat. I'm actually the chairman of this panel. I apologize for the delay and thank you for your patience. Just had a bit of an emergency I had to deal with. Mr. Appadurai, I would always like to say it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to see not much of a sales presentation, but more of a presentation to talk about what we're all passing through and what we're all going through. Not to take too much of the time, since I am late and it's completely my fault. I've actually been given orders to introduce the next
Good afternoon. Lot of pressure, Nidhi. First of all, every time I hear Nidhi Verma and her team, I always remember this guy, the Serbian pole vaulter. I don't know if I'm going to spell his name right. His name was Sergei Bubuka. What he was known for was beating his own record every passing Olympics or every passing year. So Nidhi and team, big round of applause for putting up a brilliant show year after year after year. You're breaking your own records. It gives me absolute privilege to stand in front of you for the next 20 minutes. Because the Uteco guy did not turn up, I'm going to take that extra 5 minutes, Nidhi, and talk about how digital printing is revolutionizing the flexible packaging world. Now, what I'm going to do is very simple. You know, there are a lot of learned people, scientists, bureaucrats who came, people on, how do you save this world? I'm not going to do all of this. I think in HP, our policy is very simple. Sustainability is a way of life. It is not a choice in what we do. And what I'm going to do is very quickly cover 4 important things on sustainability before moving on to the commercial sustainability of the flexible packaging business. These 4 are very simple. 2 extremely amazing research report by third-party organizations like Earthshift Global, and then a simple photograph, because a photograph is worth 1,000 words, and then a kindergarten lesson. Right? So let's get started. The research reports. I think Earthshift Global, which has been doing this for ages now, has taken a project of a coffee pouch and they started evaluating from cradle to grave.
Now let's turn into broader view. When we are talking about packaging, that is not the real problem. Because despite years of effort, recycling plastic remains a global challenge. Did you know that out of 400 million annual wastage, over 91% is never recycled? That's astounding, isn't it? Of which plastic accounts for nearly half of the global plastic wastage. The problem lies within multi-structure layers, poor segregation, infrastructure, gaps in consumer awareness, and various others. And if we don't take any strict measures now, it could double by 2040, which is a great danger. While some advocate shifting to alternatives such as paper. Now this has also...
Thank you, Nidhi ji, for having us back here again. It is always an honor to be back at this stage. Vasu just talked about our vision for sustainable future. It's a really big and beautiful picture. I will talk about how we are making this vision into a reality. If I had to describe perspective of today's converter, it is like balancing between shrinking margin, rising cost of raw material, shorter runs, and on the another side, there is sustainability mandates, newer substrates, newer types of inks. As one of the leading OEM, it is our role to bridge the gap between vision and reality of flexible packaging industry. So how are we working on that? Well, with innovation and development. We have further expanded our R&D team to focus on sustainability and circular economy. They are working on reducing solvent usage, power consumption, reducing overall wastage, and change over time. Further, they are working on processing and drying of monosolvent ink and water-based inks. Monosolvent ink have lesser VOCs and are much more efficient for solvent recovery and drying. And water-based ink have far more lesser VOCs and is much more safer for environment as well as for the operators.
The journey I'm going to take you through today is all about modern Flexo, and the title you see on the screen there at the moment, Making Packaging Better for Everybody, is actually the vision statement for Miraclon. And Miraclon was born out of Kodak, and it has continued to develop and innovate with flexographic plates. And our mission is to really transform the flexographic printing industry. It doesn't get any more simpler than that. When we look at today's challenges for flexible packaging, and we've heard some of the stories, the brands are looking for cost improvements. They're wanting to have a sustainability story. Converters, they're under cost pressures, and we just heard from Pelican about how they're addressing that, how to be more profitable. There's also a lot of inefficient traditional processes for short runs. Our friend from HP called them non-profit jobs. There's high waste. So just a bit of background about why short run is becoming such an important aspect is that in the 1980s, in the supermarkets, there are approximately 7,000 products. 7,000. Today, on average, there's around about 40 to 50,000 products or SKUs. Big jump in that period of time. Now, it's not because there's more different products out there, but there's more products in smaller quantities because they're really, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there was just one product. But today you've got variations, flavours, and you've got promotions. Now all of those are of the same product.
Let me ask you, who of you has heard of the GRA? Do I see a few hands? Yes, I do. I do not enough, I think, and I'd like to change this, and I would like to introduce this association to the ones who do not know us. We are the leading international organization representing, promoting, and supporting the gravure industry on a global scale, and most of all, supporting our member community. We have been doing this for a while now, in fact, for almost 70 years. In 1956, these gentlemen that you see up there decided to found an association. Back then it was called the ERA, the Global Rotogravure Association. A lot has changed since then. We filled it up with international activity. We changed the name to GRA, to Global Rotogravure Association, and as you can see, we changed the color of the suits from grey to colorful. Ever since then, we did fill the activities of the association with a lot of information for our members. From day one, we informed our members on anything new gravure related. First with newsletters, eventually we decided to publish a magazine called Gravure News. This is a magazine filled with technical articles, scientific articles, market overviews, and technical innovations. The latest issue, Next Stage Global, you find in the delegates bag, and of course also at our booth and at our member booth here at this summit. Supporting our members is,
as the topic says, achieve gravure-like quality in flexo printing. So I'm here to share the knowledge, the experience we have in achieving high quality flexo with the help of Quartz technology. So before going into the subject, I would like to introduce Esko here. Esko is a global provider of integrated software and hardware solutions that accelerates the go-to-market process of packaged goods. From design to shelf, Esko solution automates, connects, and accelerates the packaging process, entire packaging process. We are headquartered in Belgium, Ghent.
Work with the software to make sure the fine dots are imaged, and then it's handed over to plate making. So as DuPont, has a long history of innovations in polymers science, and photopolymer is, for Flexo, is something which DuPont has been doing for many, many years. And we have evolved the photopolymer formulation to meet the needs of the market today. Kind of technology that is used for LED exposure. The formulations have been changed from traditional mercury lamps to have more thermal technology also. The polymer science has been changed so that we can formulate according to the thermal technology. So to also get high resolution images like how Gana just referred to on to get a quartz kind of image, also we have worked on the polymer, and there are certain polymers that are qualified to do these kind of jobs. So this has been a very special year for the Flexo industry. It's a landmark year. It's been 50 years that DuPont has innovated the flexography photopolymer plate, and we've completed 50 years. We've also completed 30 years in digital imaging in flexography, and 25 years in thermal processing. So we've been doing innovations in the field of flexography, and it's been 25 years running the thermal technology of plates.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for that wonderful session. Thank you, Anan, and Mr. Bikku Kohli, Managing Director, SP Ultraflex, to please come on the dais. And with them is our lovely Pavla Kusa, Commercial Director, Soma Engineering, who's going to be moderating.